Sorry, listen, hold on. I got a problem here. It's coming up.
Ashley.
Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. Namaste, Assalamu alaikum, and good evening, good night, and good morning to all of you. We are pleased to have people at this meeting from all parts of the world in different time zones. I am Ashley Sananan, an independent researcher specializing in historical studies. I hold a bachelor's degree in history with a minor in literature from the University of the West Indies. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the 294th edition of our ICC Thought Leaders Forum. We wish to sincerely thank all of you who have contributed in whatever way to the success of this ongoing Pan-Indo-Caribbean and Pan-Indian Diaspora Global Gramitia Project. For 293 unbroken continuous weeks, we have been here every single Sunday. In the past 5 years, 8 months, and 2 weeks, we have featured 1,181 presenters from all parts of the world speaking on 293 topics. Ladies and gentlemen, this is a weekly forum being hosted by the Indo-Caribbean Cultural Center, a legally registered research and publishing company operating since 2010. In order to continue this weekly program and to make it better and bigger, we are asking for suggestions and volunteers. If you give donations, your name will be placed on our poster and all promotional materials. Please contact Dr. Mahabir for details. Last Friday marked the 110th anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi's return to India from South Africa on January 9, 1915. This date is observed annually as a significant moment in both his life and India's freedom struggle. Ladies and gentlemen, let me introduce our moderator today, who is Shalima Mohammed, the co-director of the ICC Zoom platform, who is a business teacher and researcher from Trinidad and Tobago. She obtained her master's degree in business psychology from Franklin University of the USA.
Thank you so much, Ashley. It's lovely to have you with us. Assalamu alaikum, namaste, and a warm welcome to everyone. Thanks so much for choosing to be here with us. And if you missed us last week, Happy New Year to you. This program is being recorded on Zoom and live streamed on the YouTube channel, of the Indo-Caribbean Cultural Center. So to all of you on YouTube, welcome. To our speakers, in order to avoid intrusions from trolls, our IT manager has muted everyone. So please do not admit anyone, do not unmute anyone, and do not allow anyone to share your screen. We appreciate your cooperation. Today, we are talking about Jyotish and its impact on health and chronic diseases. Jyotish, or Vedic astrology, views health as an expression of cosmic balance, where the planetary positions at birth are believed to influence physical constitution, mental resilience, and vulnerability to chronic diseases. It links specific organs and systems of the body to particular planets and houses, offering insights into long-term health patterns rather than short-term illness alone. Many practitioners use Jyotish as a complementary framework to encourage lifestyle adjustments, stress management, and preventive care, especially in relation to chronic conditions. while emphasizing that it should support, not replace, modern medical diagnosis and treatment. So we're going to have a very interesting conversation, and it's my pleasure today to introduce you to our first speaker, who is Dolly Mangat of India. She's an internationally renowned astrologer, numerologist, palmist, face reader, and psychotherapist with more than 35 years of experience. She advocates a non-fatalist approach to astrology. Due to the time difference in India, it's now about 2 o'clock there in the morning. She's unable to be with us live, but she has kindly prepared a pre-recorded video, which is about 20 minutes long, and we will bring that to you now. Navin, can we have that, please?
Hello, everyone. Wishing you a very happy and healthy 2026. I hope this message finds you all in good spirits. I want to sincerely apologize for not being able to go live tomorrow, the 11th of Jan, as scheduled. The time difference has proven to be quite significant, and as I celebrate my 69th birthday today, the 10th of Jan, I feel a gentle nudge from my Mars energy urging me to slow down a bit. This allows me to maintain my productivity and continue sharing the valuable lessons and experiences which I have gathered throughout my journey well into time. In honor of my commitment to you, I am recording a video instead, and I truly hope you enjoy it. If you have any questions or need any clarifications, please don't hesitate to reach out. I am here to help and will be more than happy to respond to your queries. Thank you for understanding me. Now, coming on to our topic, Vedic astrology embodies the principles of healing, renewal, and recovery. Embracing this ancient wisdom provides us with a fresh perspective on the essence of the human experience. So we recognize that our bodies are composed of the 4 fundamental elements, that is fire, earth, air, and water. Now, each element plays a crucial role in our overall well-being, emphasizing our profound connection to the universe and the natural world. When these elements are out of balance, we may encounter health issues. By studying astrological health through the lens of Vedic astrology, we can gain valuable insights that allow us to mitigate or even prevent distortions in our well-being. Now, this practice encourages us to restore harmony within ourselves and fosters a deeper understanding of our life's journey. Think about it. A door may be small compared to an entire house, and the lock is even smaller than the door. Then there's a key, the tiniest of them all. Yet, despite its size, that little key has the power to unlock a whole house. Now, this serves as a powerful reminder that small things can create a big impact. Just like the planets in our solar system, which seem tiny when we look up at the night sky, they wield tremendous influence over our lives and emotions. Their gravitational pull can shape our experiences and psyche in ways we often don't realize. Now picture this. You're standing beneath a vast starlit sky, your eyes wandering over the twinkling constellations overhead. For generations, humans have marveled at this celestial display, seeking not only its beauty, but also the wisdom that it holds, or imparts, I would say. In India, this quest led to the development of Jyotish Shastra, or Vedic astrology, an ancient science that bridges the cosmos and our everyday lives. So today, I'd like to explore how this rich tradition connects with our health. The insights gleaned from Jyotish Shastra are not just relics of the past, they resonate with us deeply in our modern lives. offering guidance and understanding that can enhance our well-being. So let's delve into this fascinating relationship and discover how the stars can illuminate our paths to better health. Let's take a moment to talk about the fundamentals of Vedic astrology and how it relates to our lives. Now, Vedic astrology teaches us that the universe acts like a reflection of our own bodies. Think of it this way. Just as the moon influences the tides, the energies from the planets impact our health and well-being. It's a beautiful reminder of the interconnectedness of everything around us. A fascinating story from this tradition involves Maharishi Parashara, one of the great sages who helped shape astrology as we know it today. He referred to our natal chart as a cosmic fingerprint and something that is uniquely yours. This chart not only sheds light on our destiny, but also reveals insights about our physical health and personal constitution. That is our natal chart when we make at birth, or as we call it, a birth chart. While Western astrology often emphasizes sun signs, Vedic astrology places greater importance on the moon sign. This focus highlights our emotional and mental health, helping us understand what we need to thrive in life. It's a unique perspective that offers valuable insights into who we are at a deeper level. So let's explore the fascinating connection between astrology and health through some relatable examples. Consider someone with a strong sun in their chart. These individuals often exude energy and confidence, making them vibrant and inspiring to those around them. However, if the sun's influence is weak in a person's chart, they might encounter health challenges like heart issues or problems with their vision. It's a reminder of how our astrological makeup can reflect our physical well-being. Then there's the moon, which is closely tied to our emotions. I remember when I spotted a weak moon in a client's natal chart, I recommended meditation as a way to nurture the client's emotional health. After a few weeks, the client shared how this practice had significantly helped in reducing anxiety attacks. It's incredible. It's incredible how a simple adjustment guided by astrological insight can lead to such profound and positive changes. Mars, on the other hand, is all about energy, movement, and strength. Athletes often have a prominent Mars in their charts, granting them the stamina and drive needed to excel in their sports. It's fascinating to see how this planet influences not just our health, but also our passions and pursuits. Saturn, known as the planet of discipline, plays a crucial role in our physical structure, particularly our bones and the aging process. Those with a strong Saturn might display remarkable resilience and strength, yet they could also be more prone to conditions like arthritis or chronic fatigue. It shows that while some energies can empower us, they can also bring challenges that we need to navigate. Now, in astrology, as you all know, the sixth house is referred to as the house of health. If this house is afflicted, it can indicate recurring health issues. For example, someone with challenging placements here in the sixth house might find themselves frequently dealing with minor illnesses. Similarly, the eighth house gives insights into longevity, while the 12th house often highlights themes of hospitalization or recovery and deep-set emotional issues. Now, each of these houses adds another layer to our understanding of health, shedding light on how our astrological influences interplay with our physical well-being. Now, these examples illustrate how astrology isn't just about predicting the future, or exploring personality traits. It can also offer valuable insights into our health and wellness, guiding us towards a more balanced life. In fact, I always believe that predictions are for people who don't have a plan. But people who have a plan and know how they want to deal with their life or shape their lives, these planetary guidances can actually help us create our own prophecies. Now, this isn't just about understanding influences. It is also about empowering ourselves with practical remedies and practices that can lead to a more fulfilling lives. It offers insight and guidance rather than a set of fate, encouraging us to take proactive steps based on our unique charts. Take mantras, for instance. These powerful sound vibrations can help align our energies. Chanting Om Surya Namaha is recommended for those looking to strengthen their sun energy, bringing more vitality and confidence into their lives. In contrast, if the emotional imbalance is there, or if emotional balance is what one is seeking, Om Chandraya Namaha can be a soothing practice to help calm the mind and stabilize emotions. These small, consistent chants can create a significant shift in one's mental and emotional well-being. Gemstones are another fascinating remedy. For example, wearing a ruby can enhance vitality and support the energy of the sun, while a tourmaline or a jade can provide a calming effect on the nervous system, stabilizing your emotions. And a citron topaz or a yellow sapphire can actually help in your communication skills. It's remarkable how something as simple as wearing the right gemstone can resonate with our astrological needs and potentially fostering healing. So when it comes to diet and lifestyle, Saturn remedies often advocate for simplicity. This could mean incorporating whole grains into your meals or observing a fast on Saturdays. This helps you align with Saturn's disciplined energy. So by making these conscious choices, individuals can balance the more challenging aspect of Saturn's influence while simultaneously nourishing their bodies. In today's fast-paced world, where stress and lifestyle-related illnesses are becoming increasingly common, astrology provides a unique perspective that can be incredibly beneficial. Rather than viewing it as a mystical or abstract concept, think of astrology as a practical tool that helps us navigate our lives more healthily and mindfully. For instance, consider someone with a weak moon in their astrological chart. This placement might indicate a vulnerability to emotional fluctuations and even depression. So by being aware of this tendency, they can take proactive steps to support their mental health. This could involve practices like mindfulness, meditation, or even seeking counseling to foster emotional resilience. By understanding potential challenges, individuals can create coping strategies that enhance their emotional well-being. Another example, if someone whose chart indicates digestive vulnerabilities, awareness of this issue can prompt them to adopt Ayurvedic dietary practices early on, which are known for their emphasis on balanced nutrition and gut health. So by making these dietary changes in advance, they can prevent chronic digestive issues from developing later on in life, leading to better overall health. So it's important to emphasize that astrology doesn't replace conventional medicine. Instead, it complements it beautifully. So by gaining insights from our astrological charts, we can make informed lifestyle choices that promote balance in our lives. This holistic approach can enhance our physical, mental, and emotional health while working in harmony with traditional medical practices. So in this modern age of stress and health concerns, astrology serves as a preventive lens, a way to understand ourselves better and address potential life challenges before they escalate. It encourages us to take charge of our health and well-being, leading to a more balanced and fulfilling life. While I personally do not resonate with the concept of charity, I find great value in helping others in a constructive way. Supporting education for those eager to learn is a meaningful way to make a difference. This kind of assistance aligns with astrological insights and is believed to alleviate karmic burdens. It not only strengthens community ties, but also fosters a positive ripple effect that can improve our own circumstances. Ultimately, it reflects the idea that our actions can directly influence our well-being. Yoga and Ayurveda perfectly embody the marriage of astrological wisdom and holistic health. For instance, someone with a fiery Mars might greatly benefit from cooling pranayama techniques to counteract excess heat in the body. Practicing gentle restorative yoga can help balance this energy and promote overall wellness. I recall a compelling anecdote about a businessman who sought guidance through astrology. I identified that Saturn was afflicting his chart. As a remedy, he was advised to adopt a disciplined routine and to impart education support to needy children. Remarkably, within just a few months, he noticed significant improvements in his life. His chronic insomnia lessened, and his productivity reached new heights. Basically, he found confidence in finding a purpose for his life. In spite of having so much of wealth, just earning money cannot be a purpose, and he was unhappy. So, providing education and uplifting the needy is where he found his purpose of life. And the confidence grew, the insomnia went off, and he started feeling happy. This story vividly illustrates how aligning our lives with astrological insights can lead to transformative changes. In summary, astrology provides us with a toolkit of remedies and practices designed to harmonize our physical, emotional, and spiritual health. It empowers us to take charge of our lives, balancing the energies we work with and enhancing our overall well-being. In closing, Vedic astrology offers us a profound reminder that health is not solely about our physical bodies. It's a cosmic journey, intertwined with the universe around us. This ancient wisdom teaches us to align our lives with the rhythms of the planets and to honor the subtle energies that influence our well-being. By merging these time-honored insights and modern wellness practices, we open the doors to a life filled with vitality, balance, and inner peace. It's an invitation to explore our connection to the cosmos and to embrace a holistic approach to our health. So the next time you gaze up at the night sky, take a moment to reflect. Those stars aren't just distant dots. They hold stories about who you are and insights into your health and well-being. What are the energies that are balanced or imbalanced? You might just find that they have valuable secrets to share about your journey. This subject is so vast that even 20 minutes barely scratches the surface. It feels like a tiny speck in the infinite cosmos. Unfortunately, our limited time didn't allow me to delve into the fascinating way our body's energies and the chakras resonate with the planets, influencing our health and overall well-being. But remember, this is just the beginning. Consider it as a teaser, a glimpse into how we can take control of our life's journey. We have the power to be the architects of our own health, wealth, and happiness. The full story is waiting to unfold, and I hope you're inspired to explore further and embrace that power within yourself. Thank you for joining me in this exploration of how astrology can enrich our understanding of health and wellness. All of you, stay blessed.
What a very interesting presentation, and indeed quite a teaser. I want to say belated birthday greetings to Dolly. She and my brother Shaban share the same date of birth, so our best wishes to both of them. Quite an enlightening presentation. Unfortunately, she's not here to take questions, and I'm sure some persons would really like to have some clarification on some of the points that she made. But maybe we can get some help from our second speaker, who is Gautam Kamboj of Canada. He's a seasoned Vedic astrologer and palmistry expert with 16 years of experience. He guides individuals in understanding their life's purpose, karma, and spiritual path. Welcome, Gautam.
Thank you so much for the invitation, and it's so nice to be here and discuss astrology, which is one of my life goals, my passion, my everything. So, yeah, firstly, I would like to thank every one of you to organizing such a great event, and it's so enlightening to discuss such great topics and subjects. I was listening to Dolly G's presentation, amazing, fantastic presentation it was, and as she has rightly said, that 20 minutes is very less to discuss such big, such immensely deep topics like astrology, medical astrology, or Vedic astrology. So I have also prepared a presentation which is a small effort from my end to discuss what my perspective is towards medical astrology, what I have learned and achieved in last 16 years of my astrological experience in practicing, teaching, and learning this divine science. As they say, the word Jyotisha. Jyotisha, if we divide the word Jyotisha in two words, Jyot plus Isha. Jyot means light and Isha means God. Jyotisha is called, or it is actually the divine light of God, which the mankind received approximately 4,000 years back. So just give me one quick moment. Let me open my presentation. And here's my presentation. So today we are going to touch base on the health astrology. As we all know, health is wealth. So this is one of the most important uh, area of the birth chart. I see so many birth charts every day from last 16 years, more than, I don't know, 5,000 birth charts, 5,000 consultations. A lot of people ask many questions. When will I get married? Will I win a lottery ticket? Will I be a millionaire? Will I buy a house? But there are some people who miss on to health. How is my health? What are the things which I should do to make my health more better? Such questions are a little less. I mean, few people miss on those questions, but I do include that in each and every consultation with everyone because, again, health is wealth. So, uh, certainly, Vedic astrology, when we talk about Vedic astrology, it is very, very time sensitive in terms of the birth chart. Let me give you a quick perspective about what I feel about the time. Most of us, 95% of every one of us who is watching this video, I must say, might not have an accurate birth time. Yes, you heard it right. Accurate birth time is very, very difficult to get because when we were born in the 1980s, 1970s, 1960s, 50s, at that time there were no digital clock, no mobile phones, no computers in the hospital, right? So whatever birth time we have is an approximately birth time because when we were born, your doctors or the nurses or the hospital might have given you the birth time as 5 p.m., 7 p.m., 6:30, 8:30, 9:30. These are all approximate birth time and not very accurate birth time. Vedic astrology or Jyotisha is so well defined and the time is very, very crucial. Like even like 2 minutes or 3 minutes can a difference in 2 or 3 minutes can change the entire birth chart. It can change the way the health is. So, and plus in North America, in Canada, we have this daylight saving starts, ends, and so many things which has been touch base in terms of time. So time is very, very important element in Jyotisha. Let me give you one quick example. That's my perspective on astrology. See, when twins are born, when twins are born, they are born almost at the same time, like 3 or 5 minutes, or maximum 7 to 8 minutes of difference when twins are born. They have same parents, same upbringing, they go in same school, but why twins have so different life? Have you noticed any twins in your family or friends? They will always have different life. Like, one is getting married in this year, one is getting married in next year, one is facing some health issues, other is perfectly fit and fine. So why there is so much of differences in twins' life? Having a same birth chart and their life is different. So is astrology wrong? No. In these scenarios, the time is very important. We have to get the accurate time and then, do certain predictions. So here is the health astrology. Under health astrology, one of my main goal in life is to really work towards the medical astrology, because I come from a family background of medical, and I learned astrology 16 years back. As Dolly G has already covered some of the points, I just want to quickly touch base on what is medical astrology. It is all about the study of the planets, how the planets are in your birth chart, in what zodiac sign, that impacts how will be your overall health, be it your physical health, mental health, emotional health. When we talk about a well-being, we have to see three things which are very important in our life. What are they? Mind, body, and soul. Mind is connected with the mental health, body is connected with the physical health, and soul is connected with the spirituality of your life. So why health issues starts early? Now, typically we see in the birth charts that, okay, this person was diagnosed with high blood pressure or triglycerides or cholesterol, or faced some critical health issue in 2025 or in this year 2026. But the real health issue was started couple of years back, very much silently, under certain Mahadasha or Antardasha, which are the timelines of the planets in Vedic astrology. What is the role of planets in health? Now, again, I would like to quickly touch base on this topic, because in the previous presentation, we have already seen every planet is connected with certain health issues, and I'm sure you have noted that. But yes, that is true that each and every planet is connected with a certain body organ, as well as when we see the birth chart, the Kundali, your horoscope, we have like 12 houses. If you have seen your birth chart, every house is connected with a body part also. Like the first house is connected with the head, second house is connected with the ENT, ears, nose, throat, third house is connected with shoulder, fourth house is connected with the heart, and likewise it goes till the foot. So when in a birth chart, when we see that, okay, in anyone's birth chart, if a planet is placed in a specific house, the health planet is placed in a specific house, it gives us a clear indication that the person is going to face a health issue related to that specific house. For example, if there is a certain combination of planet in the fourth house, the person is going to face health issues which are more related to cardio. If the person is having some planetary influence in the first house, then or 12th house, that will be more connected with our neurological or neuro health of a person's life. Likewise, in my 16 years of experience, I have seen so many health issues for so many people, and that was so much accurate. Now, the birth charts, the Jyotisha is such a beautiful divine science that forget other materialistic things of life. What are the materialistic things? Money, or relationships, or buying car, expenses, houses, all those materialistic gains and desires at one side, health at other side, spiritual path, the reason of your birth, the reason of your karma. What's the sole purpose? Why were you born at certain place, in certain city, at certain time, in a certain family? Jyotisha gives clear reasoning behind it, behind the reason of your karma. So when I have noticed that in terms of health, the birth chart, astrology, Vedic astrology is like 100% accurate, 100% accurate. I have like case studies, like 100 birth charts of case studies of health issues related to cancer, 100 birth charts of case studies related to neurological problem, 100 birth charts of kidney failure, multiple organ failure, cardio issues. And there are set rules in the birth chart that okay, when this planet comes with this planet in this zodiac sign, in this element, in the tattva, it will cause this specific health issue. There are certain formulas. If you decode it, you will decode the health issue exactly. Now, this slide is very important because 2026, this year, is going to be the year of emotional health. That is very, very important. Mental health and astrology are connected. As we have learned in the previous presentation, moon is critical for mental health. Moon represents our mental health, right? It the chart clearly speaks about our depression cycles, anxiety patterns, how we think, how we behave, how we react to certain circumstances. It all depends on your specific planets and your birth chart. What time are you under in your life? What Mahadashas or Antardashas are you? Will clearly speak about how your life will be. If you want to know how is your 2026 overall, you have to check your chart. You have to check what Mahadasha, what Antardasha, which means what planetary timeline you are in. If you see that, you will know that how the year is going to be. Now, there is one more theory of palmistry and health. It's difficult to discuss astrology, palmistry all together in a quick 20-minute, but just to give a quick introduction, palmistry is also one of the very, very ancient science which shows the real-time energy and stress indicators in the hand. Everything is in hand. We have 4 fingers and a thumb. Five energies, which is fire, water, air, earth, and sky, connected with every single energy in our hand. So is our health. Health line, we have health lines, we have lifelines. Every line, every health symptoms are also visible in the palmistry. Quick key palmistry indicators are uh, we have certain lines which are connected with certain areas of our life, like how we have certain planets which are connected with certain things or certain health issues. Likewise, in hand also there is the certain indicators. uh, just a quick thing which I want to touch base on palmistry. You might have noticed that sometimes when you go to a doctor, a doctor, a physician, sometimes they do often check the nails or your eyes, or they just check the color of your palm. Why do they do that? Because they are trying to diagnose certain health issues. That's why the color in palmistry in your palm is also very important. We have sort of different colors in which are there in our hand. Some people have little reddish color hand, yellowish, little white color hand. Certain people have a little pale yellowish color hand. So every color signifies something. Every color has something to tell you about your health related things in life. What are the benefits to humanity related to Jyotisha and palmistry or any such occult science or divine science? How can it help us? It can really help us to prevent awareness, to get ready what is going to come. For example, if we see your birth chart and we say that, okay, in the next 5 years, I do see there could be some obesity or weight gain chances are there for you. I do see you might gain 10 or 20 pounds extra. What will you do? You'll start gearing up. It will give you an awareness, a timeline that, okay, there could be a certain health issues in so and so years. Then we have to be ready. We have to be aware. And that is also a matter of luck factor because lot of people, they don't get that. I get so many clients, stage 4 cancer. Nothing can be done. Doctors have told you have just last 6 months. They come to astrologer. We see the chart. We are also sort of helpless sometimes. That, it says that okay, there is no more scope of life. But sometimes there are some lucky clients or people, they come to astrologer and they are like, okay, they are still like pre-stage 1 or stage 1. Yes, diagnosis can be done from the charts. They take care, they cure, they take the medicine, and they are fine. They live life. Now that's again a matter of luck factor also. uh, Lastly, in my last slide, I want to conclude and thank. I want to say that medicine treats the body. Medical science definitely can treat the body. Astrology helps to understand the person, or understand the energy of that body. When we both work together, healing becomes very much complete in a person's life. So, Vedic astrology, Jyotisha, is a great, great science. I'm so thankful to all my teachers, all my gurus. Uh, they have enlightened me with this science back in 2009, and I have been sharing this light with all the friends and people. Thank you so much for watching me and listening to me, and thanks for your patience. If you guys have any questions, you can ask me in the comments, or you can ask me questions. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Gautam. You've also added value to what our first speaker has said, and this one is really very interesting. And before I ask you a specific question, I would like to extend to the audience an invitation. If you have a short question or a comment, please go ahead, raise your electronic hand. We already have one person waiting. The electronic hand is in the reactions button at the base of your computer screen, the Zoom screen that is. So go ahead and please raise your hand. You can go ahead and pose your questions to Gautam. Gautam, may I ask, in your study of the birth charts, you said you've reviewed several hundreds, I think, of birth charts. Have you noticed any trends among clients of Indian heritage? Any specific health trends among us Indians of
Absolutely. Fantastic question. I lived my life. I lived 30 years in Mumbai, India, and last almost 10 years in Canada. Having a global presence and visiting many different countries, wherever I go, the first thing I do is I meet my people, my friends. I meet astrologers in different countries. I have a perspective of I've seen how the health issues are so different in different continents in the world. When I was in India, or whenever I get an Indian clients or Indian consultations, Indian birth chart, certain health issues are so prominent in certain continent. For example, in India, it's more of obesity. India being the diabetic capital of the world, blood sugar levels, cholesterol, triglycerides, which are connected with heart. Now, blood sugar levels, cholesterol. This is because of the planet Venus, and Venus is connected with bad habits of eating. Now, sometimes some people have some bad habits, a lot of sweets going on around Diwali time and stuff, or throughout the, every day becomes everyday routine. It causes health issues related to obesity and diabetes. So in India, I typically see like diabetic related health issues very often. Like every third chart has diabetes, every third chart. In Canada, now Canada, here, unfortunately, certain elements like cannabis or marijuana is legal over here. We see lot of mental health issues here, lot of neurological health issues like Alzheimer's, or things related to neurological health issues are very, very commonly found in many, many birth charts. And secondly, sometimes it is also very genetic. Some health issues follow in the family also.
Mhm.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you very much for that. Let me extend an invitation to Kumu. Kumu, go ahead. You can unmute your mic, please. Kumu, please unmute your mic.
Yeah, now I can. Okay. One second. Yeah, hi. Nice session. So my question, I have two quick questions. One is that do the palmistry, the hand lines, and the horoscope astrology, do they align? Like if your hand says that you're going to have a heart disease, will the chart show that and vice versa? And then the second question is that in India or Indian astrology, they'll say, oh, it is written in your chart, you're going to have this and this. But then, like I'm in US, right? So when I go to the doctor, and they see you have this certain problem, and they say, oh, okay, why don't you lose weight and this problem will go away? Whereas in your chart, it will say, oh my God, you have this Mars or something, that's why you're having this problem. And if you follow doctor's orders, lose the weight, the problem goes away, you're all done, right? So what do you have to say about that?
Sure. Thank you so much for the lovely question. The first question is about, is palmistry and astrology in sync? 100%. 100% it is in sync. Whatever signs which are there in the hands, they reflect exactly with the birth chart. Exactly with the birth chart. Me being the birth time rectification specialist, like, whenever I read any birth chart in last 16 years, more than 5,000 birth chart, not even a single birth chart I have started without doing the time rectification, which is very critical, thing about in the birth chart. So when we do the time rectification and see the birth chart, it exactly aligns with the palm energy. For example, in the birth chart, if the planet moon is weak, there are the moon, mount of moon or the line of head will be also weak in palmistry. So they both are 100% aligned and in sync with each other. A lot of people call me and they say that, oh, I don't know my time of birth. I don't know when I was born. Okay, no problem. Send me your palm pictures. We can do the palm reading and try to analyze everything in detail. So that's how palmistry and astrology both are connected with one form of, like, occult science, which were started back in 4,000 years. The second question of yours is that, okay, the astrologer have told you that, okay, it's a Mars dasha or something which is causing the issue. And when you went to the doctor in the United States of America, they said that, okay, you have to do certain exercises to reduce weight, only then you will be getting better. In this, I feel that, yeah, certainly, what Mahadasha, what planetary combination is going on in your birth chart, that would signify how your health issues will be. Your health, your birth chart has the potential, it speaks about what will be the symptoms, will you get diagnosed, will after diagnose, will you recover, like, what are the spiritual remedy or what are the practical remedies which you can do to make your health better. In the previous presentation you had seen that Dolly ji had mentioned that if moon is weak, do pranayam, do full moon day meditations, do yoga. And certainly astrology gives remedies on many levels. We give remedies based on spirituality, based on uh, you know we have to see where the person is from. So based on practical remedies or some sort of like logical remedies can also be given, which could be used and utilized and make your life better. Thank you.
Good, thank you for that, Gautam. We have a question from Patricia Sami, and Dr. Mahavir, I think, will be very interested in this particular question. What if a person was born on the borderline of two planets? Will they have the characteristics of both?
Yeah, that is partially correct. When, for example, in a birth chart,
Let's say
there are.
somebody was born on September 23rd, which is right there on the cusp. It's either Libra
Yeah.
or Virgo.
So that's me. Yeah.
Yeah, I get this every single day. Like every single day, there are cases wherein the ascendant, the charts are at the border, at the cusp. It could be either Libra or it could be either Virgo. Now, how to identify this? How to identify this? Now, I must say that whatever birth time you have with you, which was given by the hospital, might not be very, very accurate, not sure. But if it is like 5 p.m., 7 p.m., 4:30, 6:30, 8:30, if that's your birth time, then that is absolutely not accurate. Couple of minutes, like if we take 2 or 3 minutes, it could be Virgo or it could be Libra. Now, depending upon what exactly is your birth time, will define your personality. But sometimes, if it is exactly at the border, it gives uh, personality of both. Now, if it is at the border of Virgo and Libra, and if it has almost finished the Virgo and Libra is about to start. So you have a hangover of Virgo. You're almost finishing Virgo and Libra is starting. So that means that in your life, you will have Virgo personality more. It will be 70% of Virgo and 30% of Libra. That's also the balance.
How very confusing.
I know, I know. There are certain technical, this is a technical topic. I'm sure. If you're
Okay.
not studying astrology, you might not understand what is it I'm talking about.
Okay, so we have another question here from Chand Gupta. And Chand is asking, if you read the palm of a person at age 20, then again at age 50, would there be differences in the two readings?
Absolutely, yes. If I read the palm at the age of 20, and if I read the palm at the age of 21 also, there will be certain differences. Why? Because palmistry, the palm lines which we have, changes in every 7 days, 7 month, 7 year, and 10 years of timeline. So you can do one exercise. You click up, every one of you, click a palm picture today and keep it in your Gmail or in your phone. And after 1 year, you click a palm picture again and you compare, and you'll be like surprised. Oh, this, I don't have this line. Last year I had this line, it's gone. I have new lines which was not there in last year. And you'll be amazed how the palm changes depending upon how we think, what karmas we do in our life, our thought process. Everything matters. So yes, a palm at the age of 20 versus palm at the age of 50, there will be certain changes in the the minute palm lines, and it will have lot of things to tell about palmistry.
Um, when a child is born, the doctors are going to determine whether or not this is a healthy child, and if it is that there are some health challenges, then the parents can adjust their lifestyle or plan for whatever diseases might occur, or if there's a physical disability or whatever it is, they can go ahead and plan for that. Would you recommend that astrology be used when the baby is born so
Uh,
that you can determine the health of that, the health plan of that child?
is this the question related to, can astrology determine the birth time when the child should be born? Is that the question?
No, not when the baby should be born. So, assuming the baby is already born, the baby
Okay.
is about a month old or maybe 2 weeks old or something, and they are showing some developmental issues and so.
Right. Correct. So as per Jyotisha, as per astrology, if it is in the, the factor of possibility of luck for that baby to have certain improvements, only then it will, because sometimes there is some certain critical health planetary placement for the baby, which seems to be not, developing or not getting better for several years, then in those cases it might not. However, there are 60 to 70% chances that if we diagnose it beforehand, like when the child is born, within 1 week or 2 week, we diagnose it, we see the birth chart and try to give certain uh, recommendations or guidance to the parents. Okay, do this, do that, do this mantra chanting for the kid, or try to take certain remedies which can help the child develop better at a faster pace, that can help the child to grow, nurture, and recover quickly from the health issues. So
What
yes,
kind of
there's a
remedies are you
possibility.
talking about here? You said there are some, you recommend some kind of remedies. What kind of remedies do you mean?
It could be related to spiritual remedies. It could be related to some sort of sometimes logical remedies also. I want to share one case. This was back in 2016 or 2015. A child was born, and the doctors had claimed that the child is not a normal child and there is some sort of disability. I told the parents that as per the birth chart, I do not see anything. I see the child to be very normal child and there is no health issues at all. So I gave them a recommendation, and the remedy was very logical remedy. I told them, you take a consultation of one more doctor. You go to a different doctor and let a different doctor diagnose. When they went to a different hospital and different doctor, they told a different story altogether. They were like, no, no, the child is all okay. And then they went to one more doctor after that. They also told that the child is okay. So sometimes, certain uh,
Misdiagnosis.
yeah, misdiagnosis can happen.
Yeah.
So as per the birth chart, we said that, okay, you do one more consultation from a different doctor and you will get the clarity about the child. Uh, the spiritual remedy actually depends upon the planets. So, and we have like 9 planets. Every planet have different energy, resonation, mantra, things to donate, things to do. So based on what planet the child has, what planet that planet is disturbing you in your life, if we do the remedy related to that specific planet, that will help us. And one of the best remedy in Vedic astrology is certainly connected with the meditation, and mantra chanting is at the top.
Okay. You mentioned if I don't want to link two things, but birth rectification. How do you do birth rectification?
So the birth time rectification is done based on 2 to 3 different methods. Method number one is we draw the birth, like whatever the birth time you give me. So I will draw the birth chart of that time. Say for example, you gave me a birth time as 5 p.m. So I'll make the birth chart of 5 p.m. Then I will make the birth chart of today when you are consulting me and try to sync and match the method. This method is called as KP astrology, Krishnamurti Paddhati astrology, one of the very Einstein of astrologer from Madras, Chennai, India. He launched this KP astrology back in the 70s and gifted us with amazing birth time rectification technique. So we have to in sync your birth nakshatra with today's nakshatra and try to see whatever the universe is giving us the indication. We pray to Lord Ganesha, we pray to Lord Shiva, please give us the help us to find the right birth time. That is first method. Second method is once we come to some conclusion of birth time, we try to match with the personality of the person, how the person looks, how is your face, is your face lean face, round face, heavy jaws, or elongated face, how's your hair, scalp. We try to match the personality of the person in the birth chart. When we are convinced that okay, 5 p.m. is not right, but somehow at 5:07 the personality matches a lot, the face personality, or the overall personality matches a lot, we conclude that as the birth time. And there is one more method which is a little popular in the world, wherein they try to ask your events of your life in the last 10 years. Give us certain events, big events, major events of your life, and we will try to match with the birth chart. But we don't follow that. We don't take the events from, because sometimes it's a little confidential also, like to get last 10, 15 years of uh, events of life. Because if you know all the events of life, then what is your prediction? In fact, we believe in that when we look at your birth chart, we will tell you that what happened with you last year. We will tell you exactly accurately what's going to happen next year or what's happening right now in your life. And you will be like amazed. Wow, oh yeah, that's right.
Very interesting. Thank you for that. Kumu has another question. Kumu, go ahead, please. You need to unmute. Kumu, can you? Yes,
Yeah.
you're unmuted now.
One second. Yeah, so is it necessary, and this may be a dumb question, but is it necessary that whatever you're predicting by the chart has to happen? Because sometimes, you feel that if you give it, okay, maybe something written in your chart, but if you give it a precursor, if you give it a reason for it to come into being, then it will. And also, these predictions, astrology was taught, like you said, thousands of years ago, and I'm thinking that today we have a lot more advanced technology to predict even better. So, how do you balance that?
Mhm. Yeah, certainly. Astrology has evolved, astrology has changed. What we receive from the sages 4,000 years back, we don't, we we hardly have 10% of what was originated or started. Just 10, not even like 10% we have. And every generation, information or things are keep on missing and missing and missing. And as per the Jyotisha, as per astrology, your first question was that whatever the predictions are, how does it come true? It certainly comes true. Sometimes there are some people who don't follow, like we guide them. We tell them that, okay, in next 2 years, there is certain health issues are visible in your chart. Please take care of yourself. Please start walking. Please start eating healthy things. Please maintain a good routine. But sometimes people don't do that. They don't follow. So now if they don't follow, they fall sick, the health deteriorates. Now who is wrong? Is astrology wrong? Who gave them the light that you have to be careful, or is the person? Certainly it's the person. Astrology is like a weather forecast. If the you know how you see the weather forecast, okay, tomorrow it's going to rain. So what will you do? You will carry an umbrella so that you don't get drenched. But if you don't carry an umbrella, it's your problems. Likewise, Vedic astrology is also an astrological forecast, which forecasts that okay, this year is good year, 2027 may not be a good year, 2028 looks fantastic year of your life. So you can take decisions accordingly, and that can help you.
Thank you. Very, very informative and so very interesting. Thank you very much, Gautam.
Thank you.
We may have some more questions for you coming down to the end. I just want to bring on our third speaker, and based on what he has said and some of his responses and so on, we may have some questions for you after. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, our third speaker is Saurav Upadhyay, also of Canada. He's a deep tech enthusiast with a background in information technology and finance. He's also a keen student of Jyotish, history and health, and his interests include extensive reading in these fields. So welcome, Saurav.
Hello. Can you hear me?
Yes,
Yeah.
we're hearing you.
Put on your video. We
The
are
video
seeing your
feed
video.
is missing here.
The video feed. You should be
Your-
able to turn on your video now.
Yeah.
Yeah, can you? Hello.
Oh, there we
Right.
go.
There it
Yes.
was.
Yeah.
So yeah, Dolly and Gautam both gave very insightful perspective. Thanks for that. Um, uh, for me, astrology is a hobby, and I have worked in this area for few years, like few decades maybe, but as a hobby, nothing serious. And I have gathered some information that I would like to partake with the audience here. I have some slides I want to share with you people now. Can you share that, Shalima or Dr. Mahavi? It says who can share, host
Yeah,
only.
I'll share it. I'll share it.
Yeah.
Hold just a second, please. Okay, so it's coming up now. Thanks,
Okay.
Nevin.
Thank you. Thank you for that. So start with my obeisance to the god of astrology, Shri Ganeshaya Nama. And he's Adhisthata Devata of Mercury, which is the present age is of Mercury. If you see, Mercury represents sensory information, nerves. So there you start with the very basic of the health and astrology. You have information that comes to our senses, and Ganesha is the head of it, actually as the head of astrology. So it starts with that. Ganesha has a long nose, so he's basically a big olfactory bulb. So a brain, when it starts developing for any mammal, it starts with olfactory bulbs, which basically smells and turns into the brain as the human beings develop or mammals develop. So you can see the correlation coming in there. Ganesha also represents Ketu. So of the four charts that we look up at. One is the Lagna, which basically describes your physical health. Then the mental health is the moon. The sun is the soul, which we cannot see, but it powers up the entire universe. And the last one is the Ketu, which if you see in the Vastu chart, everything is run by Ketu. So physically, Ketu's out there, which basically says that once you're done with the worldly drive, then I'm going to cut you off and take you to the next realms. So Ganesha is this photograph, or any worship in Hinduism starts with the worship of Ganesha. So in short, that's how it is actually. What is the basis of this? People are born imperfect. So past life karmas bring you to this world with certain amount of advantages and disadvantages built up inside your mind and body. And then faulty lifestyle or environment, other defects get embedded in your body. Now, how do you correlate to Jyotish? Basically, based on a Lagna chart, which shows your static frame of reference as to what you were born with. And then Muhurt, Dasha, Gochar, medicine or remedies are to be administered. So that is the correlation. That's where you start making the relation between them. So current age, Kali Yuga, as I said, is of Mercury or Ganesha, characterized by, we have a sensory information as an overload coming to us. So it basically nerves are getting fried. Psychological issues are a typical outcome of it. The moon and the Mercury, Mercury is son of moon. So they are both very receptive planets. So if you take sensory information of the wrong kind, you will get impacted. It's emotional issues will come to the fore, which may manifest in bodily issues too. So if you see up at internet or media or such other our agents, we keep our emotions on boil on all time. Now, moon does not like to be vitiated all the time. So you start getting manic depressive stages, and the entire world is being affected right now. And the way is through internet. Internet is a form of Rahu. It's not real, it's illusionary, but it shows real information. So it's illusionary in its scope. There's a make-believe world that is going on. And it also represents the addictions people have. People cannot get away from their phone or a system, and they're basically just embedded inside an artificial world. And that leads us to that we are bereft of human contact, the Saturn Ketu phase. So people are very depressed. There is no a human touch out there, and people are feeling that from in the heart level. This also leads to sedentary lifestyle. So no Mars. Mars is the karak for bodily strength. So the body starts wasting away. And of course, we are sitting inside the room. You go out with your phone, you can't see the screen. So no sun. And sun is the largest activator of all DNA-based processes. More than 640 genes are activated. So if you are not in the sun, then you are going to have major problems, major aches and pains, body degeneration, bone degeneration, vitamin D not being out there, cholesterol, heart problem, everything that can go wrong starts happening. Then you have a sensual feed, like 85% of all information on internet is all sensual in its nature. And it's basically Venus being fed to you. This leads to loss of energy and happiness. I mean, Venus represents happiness. You can imagine by all scientific research out there, 46% the vital fluid of humans, the sperm, has just 46% motility left. At 43%, people cannot reproduce. So you see the entire Europe, Korea, Japan, China, they are all undergoing these issues. I mean, this is so wide and rampant. I mean, scientists are at complete failure out there. So we are getting away from spirituality. No Jupiter. Jupiter represents the sky father, Dayush Pitra, which leads to loss of wisdom. And this is manifesting in major deficiencies and degeneration. Last but not least, the Mercury, Moon, as I said, are afflicted. And the people or the planets that afflict is Rahu, Ketu, and Saturn. Basically, Rahu is uncontrolled wind, Vat. That's Tridosh actually. So Vat with the Kaf, so uncontrolled Vat. He wants because it's just the head. So it does want sensory information, but it can't do anything about it because it doesn't have a body. Now, Ketu is the body out there. So it's uncontrolled fire. So it's basically, it wants to do something, but can't because it doesn't have a head. And the Saturn is the result of, it's the harbinger of all things that typically go wrong or end. So these are out there. And the problem of current age is of anxiety and mental disorder that manifests with body problems too. At the base, the body constitutes of human cells, which is around 1 trillion cells, and symbiotic microbes, which are around 100 trillion, 100 times more than human cells in the body. And they form the basis of all our experiences, our body, our health, or everything that you do, basically. Food and lifestyle experiences. So what is the basis of what goes wrong? So when you lifetime experiences and food are digested by the body in our stomach, it turns into something that needs to be expelled, which is known as arm, and it also turns into something called som. Som, they wrongly identify it with alcohol. Alcohol is not som. What is written in Rig Veda and other Veda is that the juice of fruits and vegetables and grains, when well digested, turns into som, the elixir of the gods. Basically feeds your tissues in the body. And what needs expelled out is the arm. When arm is not expelled, it travels inside your tissues, your bones, everywhere. It causes everything that manifests as pain or disease or degeneration, which is the last line. The next slide. So here is the basis. At the very base of the entire structure out there is the two sets of energy out there, the Panch Mahabhut and the Kundalini. Kundalini is the energy of the goddess who wants to manifest inside us, but we are restricting it. Now that is mapped to in the form of Kundali, which is Jyotish. When you draw the charts, it's called as Kundali, because it's and what we also call as the light, the Jyotish, the science of light. So if you do one-to-one correspondence with each other, you'll find the secrets that we want to know manifest actually out there. So if you look up at the base, which is the Saturn, Muladhar, and that corresponds to from 8 to 12 in Kalpurush. So this is where your existential consciousness lives. This is where the Kundali is, the three-headed serpent lives there actually. And all experiences of your past life are resting out there. It is also the area where you need to expel out the poison, the arm. And if it gets vitiated, the arm cannot be expelled out and it starts manifesting upwards in your body. So if you see any problems with your mind, it's not that it has just come up into that place. It is actually manifested at the base. So any treatment that you want to do is from the first stage itself, from the base itself. So there are many important aspects of it. So, but I will request you to look up at the Brahma Granthi, the Vishnu Granthi, and the Shiv Granthi. Basically, the Brahma Granthi is at the base of the spine, near the perineum. That is where consciousness lives. Vishnu Granthi is in the heart, the place where your meditation or any other activity manifests in the best possible form, or your suffering is mostly manifest in the Vishnu Granthi, which is your heart region. Whenever you feel bad, your heart aches. So that's the Vishnu Granthi. Vishnu is present there, so is the power of Surya. Ram, when you see the photograph of Hanumanji tearing apart his heart and Ram is there, it basically is the heart chakra, Anahat. And the Shiv Granthi. There is another manifestation of it. The Brahma Granthi has most of the microbes, around 100 trillion of them live there. Vishnu Granthi is less than 0.1% of the microbes live there. And the Shiv Granthi, which is your head, basically it is microbe free. So what I'm saying is that the consciousness has to be manifested at Brahma Granthi. You have to fix it, then you need to move up actually. And so there are many aspects to this science. But if you go up to the next level, which is your Swadhisthana or Jupiter in the Kundalini chart, you see the Pisces and Sagittarius, which is Jupiterian energy out there. And it also holds your the end product of all food and experiences that you manifest as the semen or the raj, the ovary piece of it. So that energy rests out then, and any wastage of that energy, which is manifests in general debility and weakness. So it's an end product. If you go to the slide, I don't have to go to the slide. I'll show you later actually. That is where the end product there. The slide number 5 out there, you'll see the one more. Yes. So this is the Ayurveda concept of it. The 7 dhatus. The last is the Shukra, which is the sperm of the ovary actually. If you spend that energy, you're basically taken up like whatever you have done in like few days or few weeks, whatever you have gathered is all goes waste. So it has to be kept in check. You have to be able to do that. So that's what we represent as. It starts with ras. The ras is the plasma. The whatever you have eaten, once it turns into the som, that turns ras. Then it turns into rakt. Rakt is where it mixes with other fluids in our body. It forms our muscle or mass. Then it turns into the med, the adipose tissue or the fat that covers your entire body, the viscerals, the skin, everything. That manifests into the bone. Now the bone is the one that holds up a structure of our body. And that energy basically turns into our nerves. And the nerves finally turn to Shukra. So if you have to hold on one thing that of all, hold on to the Shukra thing. And that will help you reverse the cycle. Can you go back to the third slide? Sorry, I shifted out there. One more. Yeah. So above that is the Manipur Mars, which represents a stomach area, is where the food is digested. The Agni, the fire, lives out there. The Agni, if it is strong, it will keep you happy and healthy. Basically, health is the product of this area. But if there's too much fire, it will burn your stomach. So you'll start having ulcers. Now, diabetes, arthritis, cancer, they are all a manifestation of Vat and Pit going out of the balance. So all three, later on, if you have a question, I can explain to you how it happens. Then you go to Anahat area. Anahat area is where your happiness lives. And that place is where your heart resonates. So meditation on heart is a very powerful and, in my opinion, just is a very easy way to become cool and calm even in the most trying situations. Then above that is Vishuddhi. Bhagwan Shiv holds the poison of life in his neck, which is the Vishuddhi chakra. It's held by Mercury, Mercury representing the communication you have to the outer world. If you hold the poison of life well, you will communicate well with the world. And the world will also be able to give you the right message. When somebody says thank you, you may take it as a great gesture, or you may take it as sarcasm sometimes, because your Vishuddhi chakra is not clean. So that's how you're able to, that's the place you work with the world actually. The Agya chakra above that is basically you cannot feel it because it's at a level that is beyond us. But all things go back to it, but in this world, and the Sahasrara is beyond that world. So that is in short, that's the base of the all existence we have. Next slide, please. So here you find out the 9 planets, the 12 horses and 3 dosh. And Ayurveda 3 dosh is called the Vat, Pitta and Kapha. Vat means the air, and that circulatory agency that you have in the body of all nutrients we have, or for that matter, the poison we are carrying. And the Pitta is the fire, and the Kapha is the fuel. Kapha is the fat, which basically used by the fuel to run our body, 3 doshas. Now you can look up at the planet and dosh, and you can understand that let's suppose moon is in a sign of moon, which is Kapha, and a sign of Capricorn, or for that matter, it is a sign of 8th house where it gets niche. So there it's Kapha with Kapha. Now that will cause you to have a cold nature. Now cold will affect you a lot. If you eat an ice cream, you'll start having cough and cold. And And the very basic of one of the tenets of Kundalini is the eighth house, which is Scorpio. If you look up at there, is the basis for all chronic diseases you can have. And why the eighth house? Because the beginning is at first house, which is Aries, and end is at the Scorpio. So eighth house is all unmanifest desire of yours is resting out there. So that becomes the fall of the moon, and the person is very angry and has psychological issues. So if you have any planets out there, or planets which are moving there in Gochar, when in the sky chart with a time the Gochar it moves, and when the planets come into the Scorpio, especially moon out there, you have episodes of problem, and the chronic diseases manifest out there. So it's also the place where you push out your from your body. The Scorpio represents your the sexual organs and bladder, basically rectum area actually. So if you are not working well with the eighth area, chronic diseases will definitely manifest. It's a given. And if you, on the other hand, if you want to fix it, the eighth area has to be taken proper care of. Sixth house, which is the Virgo area, the sixth bhav, and I'm showing it to Virgo in this chart, is where normal diseases occur actually, not of chronic type. Cough, cold, aches and pains here and there. You sometimes get an ulcer, but it fixes itself. Is the sixth house activity. So that's a normal place where you can fix them. The chronic ones are hard to do so. But I come from the perspective that Kundalis are not fatalistic in nature. They can be worked upon. They show you the environment that you're functioning and what may harm you or do good to you. But the Jeev, the person itself, is different from the Kundali. He can or she can work through the Kundali to do good to the person itself, go beyond the Kundali. That's my opinion of it. And they do tell that the Kundali is everything, but I do not subscribe to that view. Next one. So this is where I talk about the planets. I have talked about quite a bit too about this. So in my opinion, Rahu and Ketu could be very harmful. Rahu is all drugs, unfettered desires. I want more of it. You are Elon Musk and you want to turn into a trillionaire. You just don't know where to stop. You want more of the sweets. You keep on gobbling it. With Rahu working it out, it just cannot be satisfied. It has to be kept in check. And so is Ketu. Ketu is uncontrolled anger, or basically you're burning up yourself. The entire body is burning. So it will manifest into ulcers, cancer, very rare and very powerful diseases occur because of that. And if the Rahu and Ketu are not controlled by any male gods, no male god can control them. Only Durga Mata controls him. She comes on the big cat and takes care of them. So that's a story behind Durga Saptashati you have actually. And the Venus houses, the second and the seventh, they are the death houses, the controlled by Venus. Venus represents women in general, wife in particular, is considered the greatest benefactor of all planets. So if you are good to your wife, if you're good to the women in general, death is averted to a great extent. Venus also represents the Shukra, so it has to be taken care of. I mean, these are general principles of Jyotish. Jupiter is the most protective of all. If you are a Venus person, you may overindulge if you are not careful. But Jupiter is all wisdom. It always protects. If you have ulcer in your stomach, if you have cancer coming in, Jupiter energy has to be amplified. Jupiter is the one that will cure you. Now, Mercury and Moon are, of course, very perceptive. The way you are feeling, the way you want to accept things in your life is what you will become, what you will become. So they do not have, mind being whatever you want to do. And the Sun and Mars are the pith, the fire guys, actually. The Sun is the good fire and Mars is, I won't say a bad fire, but it has to be checked on. I'll give you an example. You are living in a Caribbean island and there the summer is hot. Sun is a good fire, but if you are in the afternoon heat, you are roaming around in the summer, you're going to have a sunstroke. So that's the sun issues coming to the fore. So you have to be careful with it. The sun is the king, and there's an old adage saying, "Don't come near too much the king; it will combust you." In Jyotish we call it astra. So you have to be careful with that. A moon is quite cold. I mean, it's very perceptive, very cold. Moon represents the mother actually. Mother never says no to anything. You go to the mother and I want to have more mithai. I want to have something more of anything. The mother says, okay, that's fine. It's good. So you have to work with the moon piece of it. The psychological issues are all manifested out there. Mars, if you have, don't take care of it. If you do go to the gym and pump you too much, a lot of people have died because of that type of activity. So don't pump up too much. It has to be taken gradually. It has to be worked in. There is a reason Mars becomes exalted in the Saturn. Saturn is slow and steady. Mars is violent energy. So when it goes inside the Saturn Capricorn area, it becomes exalted. It becomes very powerful. So now that person will be bodily very powerful because he has built up his body and mind in a slow and steady fashion. So these are the tips and tricks. I mean, this is how we go actually. And if you see on the left-hand side, the chart, I put up Saturn as airy on all disease. So if you are diseased, make sure that you propitiate Saturn, either through worshipping Hanumanji or Bhagwan Shiv or any such remedies. Take things cool and calm. Saturn does not like to jump around too much, flexes muscle. You want to apply oil to the body, right stuff. Eat what you call khichdi is a lentil and rice pudding. So things like that are applied in such cases. Next slide. I've talked about the seven dhatus earlier. You can see the planet that goes against them. Like the Rus is Moon and Mercury. Rakt is blood actually. That's Sun, Moon, and Mars. Hello.
Yes,
Yeah,
we are
Sarah,
hearing
we
you.
can hear you.
Okay, good. So yeah, it's I talked about the Shukra, the Majja, the bone, and the English translation. The English translation is quite inadequate. It's far more expansive than that. But here, it's for the sake of clarity, I put in there. So if I have to point one of them, Shukra, I pointed out, bone is where the diseases go and rest. So that's a what tissue. I mean, that's quite counterintuitive. That bone, which is solid in structure, has the airy structures are get embedded inside it. The next slide. So here is the chart where we show the three dosh, which is the base for Ayurveda, the Vat, Pitta, and Kapha. So Vat lives in, which is the carrier of all diseases in.
Did we lose him?
Let me check.
Seems
I
like
think
that.
he just-
Yeah, it seems so.
Okay.
He
Why
was
don't you
having
give him a
internet problems, huh?
Yeah. Why don't you give him a call and make sure?
Yeah. Let me do that.
Okay, while we wait, can I ask Gautam to please come back on and address this question if you don't mind? Rudra Prasad is asking, he says he was born on December 31st, so he's a Capricorn. So what is his sign in the Hindu calendar? Gautam, are you here? Okay, it seems both of our Canadian speakers have dropped off, which is very unfortunate.
So Rob said he's joining back in,
All right, good.
in a few seconds.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, he's back here. Yeah.
Okay, Saurabh, welcome back.
So he's here. Just now. Hold on. I have to make him co-host.
Mhm.
Yeah. Right. So go ahead.
Saurabh,
He has to
welcome back.
unmute. Right. I think he's good there now.
Yeah. So sorry for that,
That's all right.
Jansi. The sweet is the one that basically causes the cough to increase. So if you eat too much of sweet, it basically kills down your pitta, the fire in your body. So you'll start getting lazy, the ponderous diabetes comes in. The 6 days goes on like that. If you have pungent, which is you take too much spicy food, the pitta and vat got vitiated, ulcers will result in actually, and it caused the that cough to be deficient in cough. So these are the 6 days that Ayurveda classifies your food in. So you can treat one of them, but if there is a tridosh, it basically means all three of them have gone out of the whack, then it's very hard. You require some really intelligent people to work with you. So you have to be, when you do self-medication, be careful with this. The next slide. So how to fix, and I have the small prescription out there which says don't let form. Basically, your life experiences and your food, whatever is left out residue, it has to be expelled out. Expelling is from respiration, perspiration, the urine, and your defecation. So those four forms the basis of If you have heavy metal contamination, then basically perspiration is probably the only way to get it out. I mean that has quite become very endemic in the processed food industry we have. And then the focus on your heart and cardiovascular exercises, because it pumps up your anahat chakra, the heart chakra. Basically, it helps you take away the emotional hit you have. Legs are the area where all your life experience, past life experiences and current life experiences, your calf is the area where it goes and settles down. So if you start having knee pain and calf pain and ankle pain, that is your life experiences manifesting out there. So massaging them is a good idea. I mean, these are not the end all be all, but I'm just giving you the basics of it. And the head and the semen are to be protected at all cost. They are the start, beginning, and the end. So when you have protected them, then you can dam it up and start doing solutions to it. So if you have to lay it down, the food is a max impact area. I mean, that's where if you are having faulty food, and even if you're trying every medicine or remedy possible on earth, it doesn't work out. Food is the max impact area. Sleep is the easiest solution. If you can't do anything else, sleep for 8 hours. Have a deep sleep. Cleanliness every day. Go to the toilet, take bath, brush your teeth. It's very everyday activity. Exercise, keep on. If you can even do 4 times a week or 5 times a week or 3 times a week, keep on doing it, pushing it. Don't be too heavy on it or don't be too light on it. Just keep on pushing it little by little bit. Then you have the regular work. I mean, this corresponds to the 5 sheets that is on the next chart. All of this, what I'm saying is the social engagement. When you meet society at large, human beings are social beings. So when you meet socially too, your system start working. You start having that impulse to do things. Money is one of them that drives a society. So try to earn some money. Don't just sit there and twiddle your thumbs. So that will help you have that on the right hand side, if you see Manome Brahma Jayate, you think, therefore you are. The Rene Descartes, when he said that, he was quoting our Vedas. Then you have evolutionary work, which is Vijnaname Brahma Jayate. Basically, science is one of those areas trying to understand the nature of at large, that is beyond the normal mundane matters that you have. And the last but not the least is Anandamaya Brahma Jayate. Our systems are built to be eternally happy. So once you reach a stage where you can have the higher taste of being in a Turiya Avastha, or in a stage where you can keep yourself happy without external impulse. Because whenever external impulse is not there, then you start becoming unhappy, which is becoming manic depressive. So you want to be happy all the time, and that's with Ananda, permanently happy. So, and if nothing works, then when in doubt, do good to others. That is the mantra. When you focus too much upon yourself, you start, any negative experience will harm you. It will bring things forth that you don't like. But when you are in doubt that your systems are failing, you do not like where you are, you are basically focused too much on negative piece of it, then do good to others. It will make you feel better. In course of time, you'll start feeling better. And if nothing works, then you go back to the great goddesses and out there, and then you have the kavachas of the great gods and goddesses. One of the famous ones is from Durga Saptashti for Durga Ji, which is Keel Kavach Argula. Kavach means protection. So try that if it works out. But at the end of the day, you have to decide what you want to do. All right, I think next slide, I think, is the appendix, right? It's a and then another slide. This is for if you want to delve deeper inside it, then there is this whole chart of everything that you can think of, and how do you target them, where exactly it's happening, what do you your dreams, everything is, you can see it here, what stones you need to wear, what animals, and all that stuff. Just you want to take a look at a deeper level. So that was all from my side.
Another extraordinary presentation. I want to thank you very much for that.
Sure. Thank you.
I'm a little bit confused by something.
Sure.
You said currently we are in an illusory world.
Yeah.
The make-believe world that's going on.
Yep. Yes.
But the aggression that we are seeing are all very, very real. So what is the illusion? The effects of the illusion are all very real and is having physical impacts as well as mental and emotional and so on. So please explain.
Sure. So illusion can be built upon a reality. So there could be aggression going on, but the reason that they give it to you or the way they present it to you can be very illusionary. If you, let's suppose you have a friend and both of you are having a business deal, right? But in front of the other party, you are playing that game of enemy is a friend. Now that's illusionary in nature, right? Because your friendship is built upon some real terms, but what the third party is perceiving is the illusionary world of the enemies have turned into a friend. So what they're showing you is way different from what is the reality. And if you quote an example, I can probably explain it to you. If you're talking about countries or the way they have presented it to us, or the reason they've given it to us, or the way they have tried to put up the emotions in between is very different from what they are shaking hands at the at the back door, what they're doing.
I don't know that President Zelensky is shaking hands with President Putin behind people's backs.
That's right. That's right. If you look up at the background of it, when Ukraine gave up its nuclear weapons, NATO promised that it will protect Ukraine at any cost. But there was also an agreement with Russia saying that they will never venture beyond the Iron Curtain. So how can both be possible? The Iron Curtain is 1,000 miles west of Ukraine. Now they have come up to Ukraine. So one of the promises has to be broken, either with Russia or Ukraine. Now, which one do you do? It's a very basic question. Now, what we see it is that there are people are being murdered, they're dying off. That's very real. But the people who manufactured this entire thing 50 years ago are nowhere to be seen. They're breaking promises. So what do we believe? I mean, how do we come forward to it? So it's an illusionary world going in front of us. What handshakes they have done, we have no idea.
So would it have been possible for some Ukrainians to have their birth charts read and make a decision to leave Ukraine before the war had started?
So just give a background to it. Jupiter has turned Atichari last year. Atichari basically means what it will travel in 12 years is going to do it in 8 years now. So it will, all things that are, Jupiter is the most benefic planet of all. And it becomes Atichari. And Graha is called Graha in Hindi or Sanskrit. Basically the one that grabs you, Grahan, it grabs you. And it tries to teaches you what has gone wrong, how to be fixed. So in 8 years, next 8 years, for the entire world, not only for Ukraine, all of us are going to reap the benefits of the teacher. So he is going to teach us the real value of life. Don't be in an illusionary world. Be wise, eat well, shake hands with people. Don't be in the system all the time. There, human beings are out there. And don't be caught into this, the ramblings of the people, powerful people. Try to be at the community level, the village level, the family level. You have to shake hands there. There where its foundation gets built up. That's where the good cycle begins. The Venus, the women, the wise women and the wise man has to get together. The two Brahmins, they have to get together and they have to structure it back again. And we know that Rahu and Ketu do it because the Ketu wants to get away from this world. They want to finish off this job of teaching us human beings. So they're manifesting these wars. Rahu is pumping up the illusion and all that. They want to get away. But our wise men, wise mothers, wise fathers, they all get together and take care of the next generation. As long as you're focused on the next generation, the time has to pass. Everything will be fixed together. How it happens is beyond me. But yeah, this is the basics of the Vedic wisdom.
Okay, thank you for sharing that. So we have a question from Patricia Sami. She commented, Saurabh bhai, great content. The compliments to you. Seems we can start improving our health by focusing on our food. What are your thoughts on the vegetarian diet?
Vegetarian diet is it's a wholesome diet, but it has to be done with a great intelligence. Earlier, if I will give an example, actually, it's when you take vegetarian diet for a long time, the acid in your stomach becomes weak. When the acid becomes weak, the microbes in your body multiply. That's how it happens. Now, when we were in villages or places like that, every day in the morning of the day started with the neem brushing. And neem is a great killer of microbes. It's one of the most effective killer of microbes. And then they would ingest the vegetarian food. Now we don't know neem, we do fluoride toothpaste. I don't know what it does to the body. So when you take vegetarian food in, you have to be careful that who are you feeding, because vegetarian food is both used by our tissues, our cells, as well as the microbes. So the good microbes have to be supported. Whereas the meat is very nourishing, it's dense food, it's a good food, but it also causes tamas. Tamas is basically the stage of where your mind and body is not very active. You are basically in a resting phase, you're trying to digest the food. It takes between 2 to 3 days to digest meat. So meat is fine, but if you want to have an active life and mind, then vegetarian is to be preferred. But vegetarian, there is a system to the consumption of the vegetarian food. Like the 20 proteins out there, amino acids that make up the protein, is not found in one vegetable. But if you take dal and other like the urad dal and the soya and other such stuff, then you can replenish all 20 protein as good as the meat. So you have to know the science of being vegetarian and the science of being a non-vegetarian too, and its impact, both of them. Does that answer the question for Patricia?
All
Yes.
right, I hope it
Gautam is
does.
here. Gautam is back.
Okay, good. So I hope it does. Patricia did not raise her hand. And ladies and gentlemen, you all please, if you would like to ask a question directly, please go ahead, raise your electronic hand. This is your opportunity to pose your questions directly to the speaker.
The other
Gautam is
perspective,
back.
sorry, go ahead.
Oh,
The
okay,
other,
please continue and then we will take Kumu's question.
sure. The other perspective on the food is those 6 tastes. So those 6 tastes basically tell you what dosha is aggravated, and all food on earth has been classified into those 6 tastes. So sweet, pungent, astringent, sour, couple more. They basically let you know what will work with your body. So if you're thin and you are very weak, don't try to take an airy food. Basically, it will aggravate your vata dosh out there. The meat is tough food. It basically slows down your mind and body. But if you want to nourish your body, then meat is just fine, and you have some time because it's a very dense food. But if the stomach is not strong enough to absorb meat, do not take it, because it can cause a different type. The microbes that help us digest the vegetarian food are separate from the microbes that help you digest meat and microbes that help you digest milk. They're all 3 different. So that's why there's a concept of kosher in Jew religion, because you cannot mix milk products with meat, because those 2 microbes are different. And if they manifest one more than another, cancer, such deadly diseases manifest. That's why in the Western world, there's a lot of cancer manifests out here, actually. So this is a very complex interaction, but it is something that is known to us. It is not unknown to us. It is a known phenomenon to us, and how to contain it is also known.
A very interesting point that you made there. If you are having a salad, don't add the meat to it. Have your salad and wait half an hour or so, and then go ahead and eat your meat. Yes?
Exactly.
Or cheese.
Don't mix alcohol with meat. Big issues. Cancer is a big one. If you do it on an everyday basis for years, you're going to have a big problem.
Right.
Because alcohol immediately reaches to the liver, and it causes it to flood with enzymes. Whereas the meat itself rests for like 36 to 48 hours to get digested. So one acts in like matter of like minutes, other takes like hours. Mix both of them, then there is an essential dichotomy between them. And it causes major issues. But vegetarian food is light in that regard. Going wrong with that is hard. Especially things like khichdi. I don't know if you know khichdi. There's a pudding of lentil and rice, added spices out there. There is an old Indian tradition, Hindu tradition, of eating that on Saturday. Because Saturday is known the day of the Saturn, or in Islam, we can call it Shaitan. So you basically eat something which is very light to digest. You can rest that day. So these are all interconnected concepts, systems known by generations, hundreds of generations of human beings all over the world. It doesn't matter which religion, which people, which community, all of them have the same system. You know, the environment is basically tells you what will work and what will not work. If you are in a cold place where grains do not grow, then meat has to be eaten. And your body turns into the meat digesting properties manifest inside it. However, if you are in a place where a lot of grain grows, then people supplement it with both of them or choose just one of them. There is a choice. So feature and function of all animals, not only us, is due to the environment. Environment is the one that tells us what is correct for that place. If in Canada, if you keep on eating ice cream, then the body cools down. It's already a cold place. You'll start having cold issues, what issues. You'll have aches in your bones, joints. You'll have cough and cold. Similarly, in Caribbean, if you keep on eating spicy, you start adding chilies, Thai chili and bhujalakia chili, you'll burn a hole in the stomach. The features and functions are very much due to your climate around you. Other one is your psychological inputs that are going inside your mind. If you're watching too much things that are very exciting nature, then your body depletes its resources. And the sensory faculty, which is the most depleting, is your eyes. They use 60% of your all nervous energy. But the faculty which is considered the most disturbing to the psychological is not the eyes or the thing that you see, it is sound. If you hear the people are screaming and making sound, and that disturbs, that will vitiate your mind very quickly, very quickly. So one of the things that when I have to see something which is very disturbing, I turn down the sound quite a bit. I can still see the information in the captions, but the sound can really vitiate your mind very quickly. So the current generations we have, they keep those headphones on all the time. Even while they are having food, they have this inside their head. That vitiates their mind. Very powerful. Above that, above the faculty of sound is only ether, or the Panch Mahabhut. The only sound is the last pure energy that is coming in. That is before it turns into etheric energy or Akash. That you cannot feel. So it's also said that when you are focusing on heart, you hear the anahata, unstruck sound. That sound, when it manifests, is the power of ability to cure begins. So that is the philosophy behind this. So keep away from sound which disturbs you. Do not, if you have to maintain one sensory overload out there, it is sound that you want to keep away from. Media is just fine, other is. And the one that nourishes your heart is your skin. If you are disturbed, you don't know what to do, go get a massage or massage yourself. Take some oil, cold oil, sesame oil, or hot oil, something like based on what you're feeling. Like if you're feeling very cold, so or apply some mustard oil. If you're feeling very hot, then you apply some cold oil and massage yourself. It pacifies your mind and body instantly. It may not be there for a long time, but that's how you can work your way out. The sensory overload can be decreased. And this is the Ayurveda concept out there.
Thank you. Kumu has been waiting. Kumu, thanks for your patience. Go ahead with your question, please. Kumu, can you unmute you?
Yeah. So this is for the other astrologer are looking for their contact, Mr. Gautam Kamboj.
Gautam, he's here.
Okay, sure. Gautam, this question is for you. Kumu, you are muted again.
I've put my website in the comments section, please. Maybe you can connect with.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you for that.
Thank you.
We have a question from Shanta.
Yeah,
Shanta wants to know, what is the impact of fertilizers used to grow vegetables and fruits?
very bad. So what happens to the fertilizer when you put it in potassium and nitrogen? So there are more than 300 minerals that are absorbed by the plant before it turns into a fruit or a grain that can be eaten by you. Now, what is inside a fertilizer is just 3 or 4 of them. So what you're seeing is just an overgrown stem has turned into these fruits or grains or leafy vegetables. Body requires 300 minerals. Where are they going to come from? The molybdenum, the copper. At the end of the day, we are trying to eat multivitamins with multi-minerals, which not even 0.1% is absorbed by the body. a very bad impact. I mean, we are subsisting on some things which are completely devoid of majority of vitamins and minerals. It's not good. I mean, right now we grow 700% more food than the human beings need, by the way. 700% more. 40% of it is thrown in the ditches. They never even go to the stalls, leave alone being consumed by human beings. Why are they putting any fertilizers to grow it without even the fertilized organically also we can, like Caribbean is like a oasis. You take a seed and throw it in the ground, after some time the fruit comes up. Like a year, 2 years, there's a tree and there's a fruit. So there is enough of this the right food out there without the fertilizers being pumped up. So it's not the good one, in my opinion. There's a question from Mr. Chand Gupta. He's asking, NASA classified Pluto as a dwarf planet together with Ceres. I have a viewpoint there actually. Normally, it's not part of Jyotish, but Pluto is the manifestation of the mother who wants a child to grow up, mature, and go. It is the concept of the Ela goddess, the wife of Mercury. She is saying, I have given birth to you. You guys have grown up. Now you need to go out in the world. Leave me. So that's the Pluto. Right now, it has last year in January, it has moved into now Aquarius. And it has a 250-year cycle. Last time it was in Aquarius, it was 250 years ago. It is the great bend of time. So now Aquarius is the planet, the sign of new manifestations, very different type of, it's a very airy area. Things that you have not imagined so far will occur. And it is in Aquarius for 16 years. So keep your belts tightened up. We will see, work your way out. I told you the very beginning, the family sticks, the community sticks, the villages sticks, and the whole humanity sticks to each other. We need that to be in that stage now. In this stage, we cannot go wrong. We have to. Jupiter has turned Atichari, has turned in Aquarius, moving in both. And we are also ending the stage of the age of Pisces, a 2,000-year-old cycle. We are moving into that. We definitely need all these things to countered. And that only the wise mother, the wise father, both of them, man and women, they come together and work it out. There is no other way, I'm telling you, everybody in this forum. 8 years, 16 years, and a 2,000-year new cycle starts. Last time it was Jesus who died. This time we are going in for a new one. But anyway, that's a separate piece altogether. So that's
Very
Pluto.
interesting.
Yes, sir. Yeah, it's a known phenomenon. If you talk to the great learned ones, they know this, and they have known this for very long, very, very long. They always knew this. It's just that we didn't know. That's a separate piece. So yeah, there's a good question from Chand, by the way. I really like that. The mother wants us to mature. The Pluto is moved into Aquarius. She wants us to mature. Get your act together. Simple. So yeah, it's I mean, I can keep on talking about these things. Actually, let's suppose the heart is represented by the sign of half-formed moon and the star. Remember the Islam sign on the flag? That is your heart. The Venus, Shukra, and the moon, they're together. The Kundalini energy is that. The communities get together. These are the old symbols, not formed, not now. 1,500 years ago, they formed 1,600. And they've known that for even longer than that. It's just that we don't know. And I said Mercury, right? Mercury, the energy is green. The color is green. In cities, that's why you get depleted of the nervous energy, because there is no greenery. There is buildings, the road is black. There is no green. You go to the village, there is huge number of trees everywhere. Green basically calms down all your nerves. So if you are very excited, all that, try wearing green. See green, wear green. White is similar. White manifests the energy, the good energy. If you wear black, why do you have to wear black? Black absorbs all the energy. So your absorption of all energy that can come, if the light hits your black cloth, it never reflects any light. It absorbs everything. White reflects everything. So you are the reflecting agent with your body energy. So this is the science behind the colors. They all have, the stones that we heard of earlier. That stones also have the same color that is being manifested inside your finger. That's why it works the way it works. The hidden pieces of it that is. Then we heard about that how kundalis can be manifested for people when you don't know their date of birth. Rectification is called Nashta Jatak series. When Nashta Jatak won't mean you don't know anything about that person. Let's suppose you want me to predict about Ukraine. Now, Ukraine, what we're going to do is the day Ukraine was declared as an independent country, does that manifest as the kundali for Ukraine? Or Ukraine has always been there? Ukraine is where they say that the Aryan races manifested. That's the Anatolian plateau. That is where the cradle of civilization got built up. Proto-Indo-Europeans, they manifested there. One of them went to the Indian branch, and one of them went to the Europe. I don't know if you know that more than 60% of the world has the DNA of the Indian subcontinent. The mothers, the first mother was in Africa, and the civilizational mother came from Indian subcontinent. This is not me saying it. This is the genetic DNA evidence which says it. All top scientists say it. So these are the movements of time. You have to know what's going on. So how do I know with Nashta Jatak series what is the birthplace of Ukraine? And how do I measure or find out about the people living there? So we will manifest the destiny of that place, and then we'll point it out at what point it happened, and then we can create a chart for it. So it's a complicated pieces of maneuver that you have to do. So I don't know if you know, there's a new DNA evidence which shows that Native Americans in North America or South America, the Indians before us, they came from a region of the Uyghurs. Now you can imagine, how do you correlate both of them? How did that happen? They came to the American subcontinent 60,000 years ago, northwest of Kashmir. That's the region they originated. So yeah, it's a lot of complications that go in there, and then you see the time that is manifesting out there, and the human beings working with that time, the geography on time, and how they evolve.
We need a whole program. We need another program for you, sir. we will probably have to do a part 2 for this. Fantastic information. Absolutely fantastic. This has been extraordinarily edifying. So from all our 3 speakers, extraordinarily edifying. I want to thank you very much. Dr. Mahaver, is there anything you'd like to say?
No, I would contact them privately about emotional matters and the
Okay.
planets. Yeah.
All right. And Saurabh, is it okay for us to put your details in the chat so that persons can contact you directly? Yes? Dr. Mahavar, can you do that, please?
Yeah, I'll do
You all,
that.
it is now after 5, and this is the time when we need to, unfortunately, end today's program. I'm sure you'll agree that we could go on talking for another hour. But I want to thank all of our speakers, Dolly Mangat, Gautam Kamboj, and you, Saurav, for fantastic information. It really has been quite an eye-opener. So for Saurav Upadhyay's contact details, you will see that in the chat now, and I hope that Gautam Kamboj's contact information is also in the chat. Feel free to make use of it, and let's hope that we make 2026 an even better year now that we know what we know. So thank you all very much. Over to Ashley.
I was having a little bit of technical difficulties. Sorry.
Go ahead, Ash.
All right. Yes. Are you hearing me?
Yes, we
Yes.
can hear you.
Yeah, my computer. Sorry, I got knocked out from Zoom.
Oh,
Right. So
Go ahead.
All right, so apologies again, and thank you, Shalima, for being a great moderator as always. Thank you all for taking the time to attend and participate. As we said earlier, this public meeting is being hosted by the Indo-Caribbean Cultural Center. Feel free to contact the ICC to publish your books. Remember that we are asking you to kindly give us your suggestions. If you give a donation, your name will be placed on our poster and all promotional materials. Please contact Dr. Mahabir for details. Our next topic next Sunday will be yoga and meditation and their impact on health and wellness. Thanks to our planning team led by Dr. Kumar Mahabir and Shalima Mohammed. Thanks to our IT consultants, Daryl, Gran, Saman, Navin, Mangal, and thanks to Daryl again for designing the poster. Please visit, like, and share to our YouTube channel to see all our past recordings. I am Ashley Sinanan from Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean saying goodbye. May God bless you.
Thanks to all of you for joining and for staying this long. It was certainly an